Once that gets out of their working memory and into their long-term memory, because that's where we all learn, and that's where we act on is our subconscious, right? Ooh, just the first foundation. I talked with coach about this today. Said, but there's sometimes when you can move the opposite direction of drive. I said, there absolutely is. I said, no doubt. But like, we don't even have these guys moving on drives in general. So we have to start somewhere. And the working memory can only absorb one or two things at a time. So we have to put this only one thing in their working memory to start. And that's simple. On a drive, move the direction of drive. Once that gets out of their working memory and into their long-term memory, because that's where we all learn, and that's where we act on is our subconscious, right? Our long-term memory. Then we can add in, okay, well, when he drives right, you can also move left because, reading your defender, reading the space. But first things first, you got to move the direction of drive. To answer your question specifically, Coach Mike, as he drives right, Zubac should most certainly be going there. And so Zubac needs to go. And I would say, well, he can't shoot. I don't care. Get to the corner, Zubac, because what does that allow Reggie to do now? It creates space
Move
for
right.
creates space for Reggie to move right. So now, does that make sense? So, and then it also keeps our floor balanced, right? So we have no floor balance right now. We have 10 guys, 10 massive human beings on one side of the basketball court. That always favors the defense. And so really the irony of all this is that any successful outcome, players and coaches are almost always operating on principles. They just don't realize it. That's the irony of it all, right? Anytime you get a layup or an open three, like it's almost always you see the principles in play. That's why they're called principles, right?